FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Side by side with those individual developments, there are several themes that we are now encountering in travel that I think can be of tremendous benefit to you in planning and undertaking trips over the next several months. The first is the emergence of a new category of airfare search engine known as an aggregator. Up until now, the moment that the internet was introduced as a tool for planning travel, we've all been dealing primarily with airfare search engines of giant companies whose names were Travelocity, Expedia, and Orbitz. Companies that list the airfares between certain city pairs in the United States and then sell you a ticket for the itinerary that you choose. And very grave questions have been raised recently about the impartiality of these giant companies and whether they have undercover deals with certain airlines and whether they give preference to airlines whose prices are actually higher than those of certain cut-rate carriers whose prices they don't even list. They are now being superseded by a category of internet search engine known as an aggregator, a company that simply performs a journalistic function, that simply tells you what the airfares are between U.S. cities and between international cities, and then leaves it to you, once you choose the flight that you want to book, it leaves it to you to contact the airline directly to actually purchase the ticket. In other words, from an aggregator, you do not buy tickets. You simply learn from them what the prices are. The largest of the aggregators is a company called Kayak.com, K-A-Y-A-K.com, but it has a competitor named Sidestep.com. There's a company called Fairchase.com. Amazingly enough, there's a tiny little company headquartered in Copenhagen, which is a aggregator for U.S. domestic airfares. If you want to fly between San Francisco and Duluth, Minnesota, and you go to Momondo, you will probably find lower airfares than if you go to a U.S. company from the aggregator called Momondo, who does not sell the ticket but just tells you what's happening. And it's obvious that a little Danish company has gone to all the airlines and said, we're too insignificant to be noticed, give us preferential rates and we'll sell them. And that's exactly what they're doing. But I would suggest that for your own next trip, to be absolutely certain that you are getting an advantageous airfare, like the airfare that I discovered for a one-way ticket to San Francisco by going to an aggregator rather than to these other companies.